The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Munaf Manji. Sign the promo code MLB SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Get your set in for all the day by going to sportsgambling.com/RATHMM. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Thursday afternoon, roughly 5:40 p.m. Eastern Time on August 22nd. I'm roasting this episode, Scott Reichel, once again joined by Lonte Smith, and together we're going to break down the Friday card, so 15 games to get into. Should be fun. Lonte, how's it going with you?
Not bad, man. Hoping we can, get off to a good start. It's my first time on the show this week. I'm not sure how many times you've been on, but hopefully you've been doing good, and we can continue that streak.
I think I was on once, but either way, point is that I haven't exactly been on in the last couple of days. So good to be back. I'm looking forward to the games. I know that we had a couple of games that already took place today because it is kind of travel day. But we saw the Yankees win 6-0. I believe Cleveland had one hit in the entire game. We saw the Nationals and the Rockies go over despite Corbin pitching an absolute gem, and the Nationals won 8-3. Mikolas pitched well against Milwaukee. They won 3-0. Steele pitched very well against Detroit as the Cubs won 10-2. And Oakland right now is winning 3-1 in the sixth inning. So either way, they're going to get into all the games for the Friday card in a second. But for that, we want to remind you once again that we do have a great deal with the merch store right now. And because you have college football starting on Saturday, get excited. Everything in the merch store is 10% off with the promo code football. So I'd recommend getting yourself something MLB Gambling Podcast related. Could be a mug, could be a shirt. Point is, we do have a lot of great MLB Gambling Podcast merchandise. Go ahead and check it out. Use promo code football on the SGPN merch store for 10% off. Plus, a reminder, college football does start on Saturday, so tune into the Sports Gambling Podcast and the college football experience for Week 0 picks and to get all of your favorite futures. Anyway, time to start off with the actual card because we have a lot of games to get into. Starting off with the first game on the slate, you have the Reds taking on the Pirates. This one, Abbott is pitching against Falter. Both teams are about -110, and the over-under is around 8.5. So, Lonte, we saw the Reds struggle a bit recently, but they woke up yesterday. I think they were down 6-0 and then scored like 11 unanswered, I think. As for Pittsburgh, we know this team's still not very good, as they have been in a massive slump for the last couple weeks. Had some injuries as well to, for example, McCutchen. Point is, though, Lonte, I'm going to ask you, Abbott's 10-10, 3.72 ERA. Falter is 6-7 with a 4.02 ERA. It's basically the same pitcher. I think Abbott's better, though, if I had to compare, and the Reds' offense is definitely better. I'll go Cincinnati. You?
Yeah, I'm leaning that way as well. I thought it was pretty much a coin flip of a game, but the way the Reds have been swinging the bat as of late, that game was actually buried. Thankfully, Bet365, pays you out if you're up 5 runs because I was on Toronto. I would have been furious if that was the case. But, yeah, I mean, Abbott's been alternating good starts with bad starts. He has allowed 7 home runs in his last 5. Falter's been good in 3 of his last 4 since returning from injury. Like I said, it's kind of a coin flip type game. I mean, I don't really trust either team to be consistent, but I think Abbott is a little bit better than Falter. So I'll go with you with the Reds. Maybe slight lean over to the team total for the Reds as well.
Yeah, I see that Abbott going through the last couple of starts. He was really good against the Cardinals. Then he kind of struggled against Kansas City. But yeah, as you said, he's been alternating good and bad starts. And if we're going to keep that trend, he's due for a good one. Mostly wanting to fade Pittsburgh, though. This team's just not very good. And the Reds are definitely capable of capitalizing on some weak pitching with the amount of steals they can get. I believe they had 6 straight games with no steals, and then they ended up going into the game yesterday and stole like 4 bases. So I guess they're back. I wanted to mention it. Give me the Reds in that one. I think I'll lean to the over because I still don't really trust either pitcher, but really not a strong opinion on the total. I'd rather just go with the Reds in that one. Moving on to the next one, you have the Rockies taking on the Yankees. For this one, Freeland is about +240. You have Rodon at around -300. For the actual over-under, you have about 8.5, and for the run line, because the Yankees are -300, the Yankees are about -126. So, Lonte, we saw the Yankees win 2 out of 3 against Cleveland. Probably should have swept, but they blew the game in extras in the opener.
Yep.
Do want to ask you about Colorado because they got shut down by Patrick Corbin today. Probably not a good sign. Give me the Yankees -1.5.
Man, I'm not laying 300 with Rodon. I'm sorry. Even if he's at home.
That's why I said 1.5.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. I mean, Freeland, he's been
It's fine.
Yeah, he's been okay. I mean, outside of a few starts, he allowed 5 in his last one, but I mean, he's been pretty good, I guess, to his standards. The problem is he's got a high hit rate. He's allowed 7+ in 5 of his last 9. Not good when you're facing the top of that Yankee order. They might as well just start putting Soto and Judge on base and just living with the rest. But yeah, man, I can't do anything with it. If anything, I would just lean to the Yankees team total over.
Yeah, I mean, Freeland's last 3 starts, he has gone about, what is that, 12 and a third, I think? Just doing the math quickly in my head. What is that, 8 2/3? No, so 13 and a third, and he's given up a total of 11 earned runs. So, not good. Freeland, I don't want anything to do with. Yes, I know Rodon was not good against Detroit. I'm aware of that, but they've been covering the run line quite regularly in his starts this season, and he's 13 and 8 with an ERA over 4, so clearly he's getting good run support. But Rodon had covered the run line even beyond that in a lot of starts. He had 4 straight starts winning by 5+ runs. So I'll go back to it. We know Colorado's bad on the road. We know that they got shut down by Corbin today. You might see Rodon strike out a bunch of guys, but I do think that Freeland I'll fade. Give me the Yankees to win this game like 8-3. I don't mind the over in this one as well. I could see runs, but I do think the Yankees should get the job done in this one, mostly based on Colorado's form and Freeland kind of struggling over the last couple starts. So give me the Yankees minus 1.5 in that one. Moving on to the next game, you have the Astros taking on the Orioles, which is a pretty fun matchup on paper. For this one, you have the Astros at about minus 120. For the Orioles, you have them about even money, and for the over-under, you have it at around 9. For the pitching matchup, you have Brown against Povich, and once I saw Povich's name, I made up my mind. Give me Houston in this one. Povich is not an MLB pitcher. He sucks, and I think that he's going to be bad again. Now, I want to give a quick shout-out to the Orioles for trading away 2 prospects for a AAA pitcher, because they sent down Trevor Rogers today. So congratulations. You traded away 2 prospects for a minor league guy. Point is, though, you're looking at Povich being really bad based on his numbers this season. Brown's been really good ever since the first 2 months of the season. So I'll go with Houston in this one. They've not been in great form recently. Neither's Baltimore, to be fair. But I think Brown's a lot better than Povich. That's good enough for me.
Yeah, honestly, I thought this was going to be Suarez. That's why I handicapped, but I did my notes earlier in the day, so it makes this handicap even more simpler for me. Yeah, I like Brown. He's only had 1 bad start on the road in the last 5 months. He's had 2 or less in 4 straight on the road. I think Houston is a clash here. I think Houston is a side here. Don't trust Povich, especially against a lineup like Houston. They dropped 2 of 3 at home to Boston, and it could have went either way. I think they were kind of up and down in all 3 of those games. So I don't take too much into that.
Verlander came back yesterday. He came out flat. It happens.
Yeah, it happens. So yeah, definitely a fade of Povich here. I like Houston on the run line.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, you have the Angels taking on the Blue Jays. For this one, you have, this is a bad pitching matchup. So you have Bassett going for Toronto, and you have, I'm going to butcher this name, Kochanovitz. I don't know if it's W or V.
Don't ask me.
He's from Philadelphia. So
you got all the tennis names.
Yeah,
man.
I know. I'm gonna go with Kochanovich if I had to guess. Point is, though, he's pitching for the Angels. He's not very good. So he's 1-3, 6.53 ERA. Bassett, though, we've been roasting on the show for the last month. He has really not been good either. Angels are not good. Toronto's not very good. I'd play the toilet sound effect if I could. He's been better lately, I guess. He's allowed less than 4 runs in 2 of the last 3, I guess. So congratulations to Bassett. But I got nothing. I'm going to lean over. Total in this game is around like 8.5 or 9, but I don't know if I trust either offense either. So this is a pure pass for me. I got nothing to talk about for this game. You?
Yeah, going to be a pass for me as well. I would lean over at 8.5. I wouldn't go over that number. I mean, I wouldn't bet anything over that number. So if you could find 8.5, I would lean that way. Toronto swept them last week. 19-5 was the margin there. I mean, the Angels hitting under 200 last 10, 3 runs per 9. So that's why it's just a lean. I mean, if Toronto can get you 5 or 6, maybe,
I'd rather take the team total at that point.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, Bassett's been bad too, man. 7.2 ERA in his last 5. I don't have anything. I would lean over. I guess team total over for Toronto would be a better play.
Yep. Moving on to the next game. You have a matchup between the Diamondbacks and the Red Sox. Good series. scheduled for Fenway. For this one, you have Nelson go up against Bayo. The Red Sox are minus 130. The Diamondbacks are plus 110. For the matchup, Bayo against Nelson. Nelson so far this season has been better on the road, and in the last couple starts, he's been good. He's allowed less than 3 runs in 3 of the last 4. As for Bayo, we know that he's gotten a bunch of run support this season. His record's good. His ERA is not 4.8 ERA. To go through the last couple starts for Bayo, he has been better. He has allowed less than 3 runs in 3 of 4. So his home ERA is bad, 5.28. But both pitchers have been in decent form lately. Now, the over-under in this game is set at about 9.5. I'm kind of on the fence here, actually, because I feel like most people want the over, but I actually like the form of the pitchers. I don't mind the under in this game. Maybe give me a contrarian under.
Yeah, I kind of like the over. Arizona's been playing really well. Obviously, I think you were a catalyst in, noticing that after before the break. But if you just look at the way Arizona's playing, I mean, they're over in 8 of their last 10. Boston's over in 6 of the last 10. I don't think we have to question what Boston can do offensively. If they can get some more consistent pitching, they probably wouldn't be in the spot that they're in. But I mean, Bayo's won, 5 in a row. Boston's hitting almost 300 in the last 10. If you combine the last 10, the runs per 9, they're right at like 14. So, I mean, I do like both pitchers. Nelson's also won 4 of the last 5. He's been fine as well. But I just think I think the power of the offense maybe can get to these guys. So I'm going over. I would lean to Arizona. I think this is one of those series that you just bet whoever the dog is.
Yep. Moving on to the next matchup, you have the Cubs taking on the Marlins. We're making good time on this show. For this one, you have Hendricks going against Mayer. Yeah, we always do. Hendricks against Mayer. So for this one, you have the Cubs at about they're favored. I just got to find the exact price. Cubs are about minus 120. For the Marlins, you have about plus 105. And for the over-under, you have 8.5. So Mayer's not been very good this season. Neither is Hendricks. So, yeah, it's kind of a tough call. I blindly like Berger to homer. He homers every game. But Hendricks has been good lately. He's allowed less than 4 runs in 3 straight. So he's allowed 3 earned runs in his last 2 starts combined. So he's been better. Mayer, once again, is not great. Cubs are actually playing good baseball right now, and the bullpen's gotten better because they got rid of Neris the other day. So they might have a better closer. Can't be worse than Neris. So we'll see if that maybe helps them hold on to some leads. But I'm going to lean to the Cubs. They've been playing better lately. I know Miami's been kind of feisty with Berger and Edwards, but I still think the rest of their lineup sucks. The Cubs have been better recently, and the bullpen's been fine. So give me the Cubs at a cheap price.
Yeah, I kind of like Miami. I don't like Meyer. That's the only reason that's kind of holding me off. I mean, Chicago's not good on the road. I mean, obviously Miami's not good, period. But they've been feisty, like you said, at home. They've lost 7 of 10, but they easily could have won, 4 or 5 more games. I think they blew a few. Even last night, they didn't blow it, but I guess they kind of did. It's kind of back and forth with them and the D-backs. So I thought that series was competitive, even though they got swept. They're hitting the ball pretty well, around, just under 260, 4.6 runs per 9. Chicago's under 215 in the last 10 as far as hitting. Against righties, they're right at 200 in the last 10. So I know they had a good day today, but if Meyer can just be decent and Berger and the offense can kind of get going a little bit, I think Miami can win a low-scoring game. So I'll lean under. I might circle back to this for the dog segment.
Okay, that's a really, really solid teaser because we're going to cover that in probably like 30, 40 minutes. But either way, moving on to the next matchup, you have the Rangers taking on the Guardians. So the Guardians lose 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. Should have gotten swept, but they ended up winning one of them. Looking at the matchup, though, you have Eovaldi against Bybee. Cleveland's minus 150. The Rangers are plus 125. We saw the Rangers win 1-0 in the game yesterday with a walk-off by Langford. For Eovaldi, though, he has been kind of up and down lately. Last start, he was fine. 7 innings, 3 runs, or 3 earned, I should say. 4 runs total. Bybee's been fine so far this season. The issue that I have mostly is Cleveland's hitting, which has really cooled off with the exception of the 12th inning against the Yankees in the opener? Like, they did nothing the entire series. So the offense has cooled off. Bybee, though, is allowed less than 3 runs in 5 straight starts. So he's been great. But I think that this total right now being set at about 7.5, I actually like the under. I think Eovaldi can pitch fine. Bybee's been good. I think both offenses have really not been good lately. I don't mind the under in this game. I can understand why Cleveland's favored because Bibby's been good, and we know the Rangers have just been a lost cause. I'm going to lean under, though. I think both pitchers can do enough, and both offenses have been quiet. So give me the under.
Yeah, don't hate that. I think it's a good spot and a good series for Cleveland to kind of get back on track, although we need them to kind of, drop a few here. But we're making good on that win total with the Twins. They were 1-4 Cleveland on their road trip. They've won the last 4 at home.
Well, we're on the fence because we want Cleveland to lose because we got Minnesota to win the division.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why it hurts me every time I have to take I have to take Cleveland in a game. But yeah, I think Cleveland's going to have a good series here with Texas. It's kind of a get right spot after not performing well on the road. I agree with the underplay. Both pitchers been okay. We got to watch Eovaldi's hit rate though. He's got a decent. He's above average in hit rate and contact. So you want to monitor that, especially with Cleveland at home. But they've been struggling offensively, so kind of give and take there. But yeah, I do lean under. I like Cleveland a lot in this game and in the series.
Yep. Before we get into any of the other games on the slate, time to remind everyone once again that we're brought to you by Fantasy because they can give you a chance with their pick'em to win 1,000 times your entry or play fantasy football the right way with Best Ball Mania Live, which is now available for $15 million in prizes. United specials and boost and all flex entries. I think my choice for tonight will be on what I want to go with. There's one WNBA game, and you can go with a couple of
some preseason football, man. You can go ahead and get that.
Well, you got to make the most of it. It's on Amazon TV. As much as I love preseason, can you imagine how many people are going to be sprinting to watch the preseason game on Amazon TV tonight? I still don't even get it. I actually prepared a tweet, and I didn't end up tweeting it out about how dumb the idea was. But, yeah, if you're watching preseason, was it Bengals Colts, I think?
I think so.
Sure. Yeah, for my season long, give me the lower on Anthony Richardson stuff. I think he's going to get injured again. That's my choice there for underdog if you want to go for a season long. You like Richardson this season?
No, and apparently the Bengals
why does everybody like him?
Just upside because he had a small sample size in that first few games, showed a little bit, but
what was his completion percentage again? Like 57%. Like
that was
throw the ball far. He's not accurate, but he can launch it. So
that's always the good.
And he could run, but he got injured. So I don't think he's going to be that good this year. So give me the lowers on Richardson. I understand the upside, but I feel like every year there's a quarterback that people talk about upside, and I don't want to compare him to Trey Lance, but you get what I'm trying to say? Like a mobile quarterback who's young, who has the ability to do anything, and it just doesn't really work out. I didn't think he was good in college.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Like at all. And I don't think he's good now. So I'll fade Richardson. Give me the lower on the season props. Or season lines, I should say, for that one. That was a close call. Either way, though, a reminder to when you actually go to Underdog, you should sign with the promo code MLB SGPN to claim your special and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 of bonus cash on a fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Circus Survivor and Circuit Millions. Circuit Sports is back with Circus Survivor and Circuit Millions. Give away $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Imagine the regret you'll feel if you win your office pool and you don't enter Circle Survivor. Don't know if you're booked there for Las Vegas. Well, you are starting to miss your opportunity because Ultimate Contest Weekend is a great time to go, and it's actually happening right now. It's from the 22nd through the 24th of August. You can hang out with Ryan and Sean. You can enjoy some of the open bar events in the world of sportsbook, and you can use the promo code SGP15 to save you 15% of your hotel room for sign-up weekend. A reminder, for the contest, you should sign up in person at Circuit Sports. We announced December 7th, and you have to use a proxy, or you can use a proxy to play from anywhere. If you deal with a proxy, go to proxy.footballcontest.com. You can save you $50 with the promo code SGP, and you also get a free hat. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Just finished getting into the first couple games for the Friday card. Time to keep going. Just talked about the game between the Rangers and the Guardians. Next game on the slate, we have the Nationals taking on the Braves. Now, for this one, you have a pitching matchup, which is an interesting one between Gore and Sale. It's interesting because one of them's really good, one of them's really bad. Gore's been awful for about 2.5 months, and Sale's the favorite to win the Cy Young. So the Braves are minus 250. Nationals are plus 205. Look good today, though. Then again, the Rockies' bullpen and overall rotation's a mess, so they capitalized. But Gore has been an auto fade, and you've done very well. Sale has been a monster again, and we'll see how much the Braves ride him because they got to make the playoffs, and I am wondering just if he's good. Do you think he starts at the end of the year on like 4 days rest if they need it?
Yeah, I think he can do it. I think he can,
but he's also older with some injury issues. That's kind of why I'm asking.
Yeah,
they might have to.
Yeah, they don't have any choice. I don't want to trot out Swellenbach.
Yeah, I think he's pitching tonight, actually. We'll see how he does. Morton has not been great either. At least
I don't even like Fried.
Yeah, Fried's been up and down too, but they have Ronaldo Lopez I can live with. So that's kind of the only two options he got.
Yeah.
But Either way, though, Gore's last couple starts, for reference, he's allowed at least 6 runs. Or sorry, he's allowed at least 6 runs in or 5 runs. Sorry, he's allowed at least 5 runs in 4 of his last 5 starts. I'm good. Give me the Braves -1.5. I know this team's a head case, but as soon as Lonte quit them, they started winning again. So give me the Braves -1.5 in this one.
Bro,
I gotta find
seriously.
some value. I can't back Gore. I think Gore's terrible. So I'll go with the Braves -1.5.
Bro, seriously, every time I quit them, I'm done with them. They just start winning. They took 2 of they split in at home against Philly, or did they win 2 or 3? I can't remember. But either way, they could have.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, but they could have won that game last night. I think they lost 3-2. They were up 2-0. Let Philly come back. Yeah. So I mean, I like the over in this game. Washington has had some success against Atlanta, though. They're 6-2 head-to-head this year. 5 of those by multiple runs, and they've won 3 straight. So that's something to monitor. I mean, you mentioned it. Atlanta's playing better, even with a kind of pieced together lineup. They got injuries all over the place. Both teams hitting the ball well, right around 250. I think you mentioned the stuff with Gore. Atlanta's really good against lefties, especially at home. So yeah, I think we go over this total.
Yep. Moving on to the next game, though. By the way, total for that game, forgot to mention, is at 7.5. So yeah, I don't mind the over as well.
Love that.
I think they can score a couple against Sale. 2 might get it done, but the Braves really could tee off against Gore, so we'll see what happens. But moving on to the next game, you have the Tigers taking on the White Sox. I really need the toilet bowl sound effect for this one. For this one, you have the Tigers being favored because they're not the White Sox. Might be bad, but they're not White Sox bad. For this matchup, though, pitching matchup between Montero and Flexen, Tigers are -165. The White Sox are +140. Montero was good last time out against the Yankees. Gave up no runs. Still not very good overall. Flexen, though, damn, 2-12. 5.46 ERA. Been better at home, though. But he's just been really, really bad. And the White Sox have lost all of his starts, basically, for the last 2 months. In fact, it's actually one of the longest losing streaks I've ever seen from a pitcher. Yeah, without cheating, I am going to ask you, I got to do the math quickly in my head. So how many consecutive starts has Flexen made that the White Sox have lost him?
Well, so okay, I know it's at least 5 because when I was doing my notes, I know he was 0-5 in his last 5. So I'm gonna go with.
He doesn't have to get the loss. I mean, the White Sox just losing the games that he
lost. Just losing the game.
How many consecutive games that Flexen's appeared in have the White Sox lost?
I'll say 13.
The answer is 18.
Damn.
They've lost 18 straight games with Flexen pitching. I don't even know how that's possible. Usually you'd be demoted.
You can't even get lucky and
end up in
win
Korea
one.
by now. Like you join the Korean League or you'd be on a rotation with like Bauer in Mexico. Really? 18 straight. Man. Like I can't back the White Sox. That's actually nuts. That might be the longest streak I've ever seen. 18 straight losses with you pitching?
That's insane.
I don't even know how that's a thing. But yeah, I'm looking at ESPN right now. I recommend looking at the game log. This is all-time stuff. The last time the White Sox, by the way, the White Sox so far this season have only won 2 games that Flexen's pitched in. 2 the entire season. The last time they won a game with Flexen pitching was May 8th. That's the last time they won a game with him pitching. Yeah, give me the Tigers. Like, what am I supposed to do with this information? They can't win a game when he pitches. I can't do it. Give me the Tigers.
Yeah, no need to even spend any more time on this game, man. We can go ahead. I'm not betting this game at all.
18 straight? I might have to bet this game. 18 straight is crazy. 165.
That's disgusting.
I know, you're giving me a good price though.
Yeah, that's I mean, just play the run line. Just play the run line.
Yeah, I might have to consider it.
Yeah,
damn, that's embarrassing. Yeah, okay, because that might be one of the stats of the year. Besides the stat going around that judges slugging percentage is like higher than like the average baseball players like on base plus slugging. That stat was going around too, which is pretty wild. But yeah, Trevor's been fading the White Sox all year.
Yeah,
solid move there. But damn, I didn't realize it was that bad for Flexen. Moving on, though, to the next matchup. We're going to look at a matchup between the Phillies and the Royals. For this one, matchup between Walker and Waka. So for the over-under in this game, you have the line being set at about 9.5. For the money line, you have the Phillies at +110. The Royals are -130. So I thought Philly was going to be favored, and I was going to fade them. But now they're a dog, so I have to wonder how I want to go about it. Now, Walker's been awful. He has given up at least 3 runs in 4 straight starts with no length involved. Waka's had a pretty decent year. for a guy that's kind of bounced around the league for a while.
I thought he was
10 and
okay
6
for the Red Sox.
Yeah, he was. He was fine there. I bounced around to a couple teams. Tampa was one of those teams. But point is, though, he's been good at home. 3.14 ERA. He has given up less than 3 runs in 4 straight. I think I am in a lean Kansas City. They're at home, so the offense should be fine. They're cheating. So I do think that's going to help them against Taiwan. But I think Walker could be fine. So give me the Royals at like minus 130. You?
Yeah, I like the Royals. I like the over. I mean, he's won 4 in a row, 2 or less in all 4. He's got a 2.54 ERA in his last 5. So, I mean, I think he's slightly better than what Walker has shown. If you just look at the average total for these teams in the games that they played, Philly took 2 of 3 earlier in the month. All were high scoring. The average total was about 14 in those games. Kansas City, they've won 7 out of 10. Philly's right around 500. I think they're reeling a little bit. If only they could have, if Atlanta could have took, a more, they could have, daggered into that lead a little bit more if they were playing well.
They could have cut it to what? They could have cut it to 5, and now it's at 7. I think
yeah, they could have cut it to at least 4, because they played a series against them and just a few days ago. So, yeah, I mean, I just think both teams are hitting above 260 in the last 10. Kansas City's almost 300 on 11 hits and 6 runs per 9, man. So I think Kansas City might be the class here. Love the over.
Yeah, I like the over too. I think Philly can get some runs across against Waka, and Walker gives up runs to everybody. He'd give up multiple runs to the White Sox if he could. Moving on to the next game, you have the let me see the next game. You have the Cardinals against the Twins. For this one, look at the actual matchup here. You are looking at the Twins being favored. They're about minus 140. For the over/under, you have the line being set at about 8.5. For the pitching matchup, to be honest, not a good one. You have Festa against Palante. So we saw the Cardinals win a couple games against the Brewers. They had to come back because Williams couldn't throw strikes in the 9th inning. And then you saw Arenado of the walk-off grand slam. Then the Brewers did nothing against Mikolas. So not exactly a great series there for the Brewers. Doesn't really matter anyway. They're going to win the division by, 8 games. Point is, though, Festa has not been good. He was good last outing. 5 innings, 2 runs, but going not really much length. He's been fine, but the lack of length is really the main issue for him. Palante, I don't think is very good, so that's been documented on the show multiple times. Yep. He's not been good lately as well. 5 and 6, 4.07 ERA. I think, though, out of the 2 options here, I mean, Palante has given up less than 3 runs in 2 straight. So he's been in better form. Do I agree with the price here? No, not really. I know Minnesota's been good post-All-Star break, but I don't want to lay 140 with Festa. I think I'm blindly taking the dog here. Give me the Cardinals at like plus 120.
Yeah, I like Minnesota here. St. Louis they've lost 4 straight on the road, all by 3+ runs. Minnesota went 4-3 on their road trip. Probably could have been a little bit better. They're hitting the ball really well. Offense is going to be humming at home. I don't like Palante at all. I think I fade him every time we have him on the show. I mean, he's lost 4 or 5, but his ERA is a little bit respectable. I think 3.81 in his last 5. So, that's fine. I mean, Festa, 2 runs or less in 4 straight. He hasn't been, the best, like you mentioned. But at home with that offense, you get that run support. I think he can get it done. So I like Minnesota. I like their team total to go over as well. I think you can get to Palante. If you want to go first 5 team total over as well, I think that's a good play.
All right. Moving on to the next game. I'm just going with the price. I'll lean Cardinals, but I'm probably not going to bet that one. Moving on to the next game. You have the Brewers taking on the A's. For this one, you have Savale against Sears. For the actual money line, you have the Brewers at minus 130, and you have the A's at about plus 110. For the over/under, you have about 7.5. So Milwaukee really butchered the back end of that Cardinals series, but they're going to win the division anyway, so who cares? For the A's, though, they've been fine lately. They're actually winning again today against Tampa, so we'll see how they end up doing. Actually won already. They won 3-1. Oakland at home, though, not bad. They're 31 and 33. Looking at Savale, though, he's randomly been decent with the Brewers since coming across, and I don't think he's very good, but he's been solid lately. Giving up less than 3 runs in 2 straight. So we'll see if he pitches well here. Sears, though, has been good, at least for Oakland pitching standards. He's been good. 10-8 with a 4.15 ERA. Going through the last couple outings, though, he's allowed less than 2 runs in 3 of the last 4. I can't believe I'm saying this, but with Savale on the mound against Sears, I like the under in this game. I think the total's too high. Oakland's been winning games recently with good pitching. Yeah, and I do think that Milwaukee's offense, which got shut down by Mikolas today, I don't mind the under here. I think 7.5 is a pretty decent number in Oakland, so I'll go with the under.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way as well. Milwaukee's probably one of the more underrated teams in the majors. I mean, they're 6-1 last 7. They took 5 of those 6 versus Cleveland and the Dodgers. And I think the Dodgers were at the front of their rotation. Oakland struggled as of late as far as offensively, 2 or less in 4 of their last 6. That's including today. But let me ask you, Scott, if Milwaukee still had Corbin Burns, would you think they could get to the World Series?
No, they never do.
No, I mean,
I don't know what I'm going to tell you. Like, I went to college in Wisconsin, so like I was with a bunch of Brewers fans all the time. We were watching the playoff series. They went 7 against the Dodgers. They lost Game 7 at home. It's the same thing every year with this team. You feel like they're on the cusp, and then something goes wrong every year.
Well, this year it's just the pitch. They just don't have the pitching to do. I mean, I know they're having a good regular season, but once things get high stakes, they just don't. I don't think they have the pitch. I mean, you're not going to try to. What are you going to go? Peralta, Savali, and then who?
Well, I mean, you're looking at Gasser got hurt, and he was very good. Myers, I don't mind, but I know he's kind of fallen back a bit. But you mentioned the pitching. I don't know if I like the offense enough. And I know the offense on paper is fine, but
yeah, I think the offense will be fine, though. I think they'll be fine.
They really go for broke a lot. They don't play much small ball over there. That's all I'm saying. I kind of hate the approach of the batters. They kind of swing for the fences all the time, and it drives me nuts. But the Brewers to make a deep playoff run, they never do.
Yeah. I just don't trust the pitching. Yeah, I just don't trust the pitching. That's all. I mean, I think if they had Burns, they would be okay, man. They would be okay if they had Burns, because you can at least get that one game to kind of take some pressure off with Burns. If the offense
I get it.
Keep going.
He might help you. I'm just saying, I'm not sure if I trust Milwaukee's offense in a playoff series.
Yeah,
last year they fell apart against Arizona.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
so,
but
I don't know.
Yeah, I like the under though. I like the under. I think both teams can both pitchers can pitch well here. So I'm going under here, and I lean to Oakland at the plus money.
I mean, if I'm being fully honest, I'm not sure if Pat Murphy's going to be a good overall postseason manager. I'm not sure Counsell is a good postseason manager either. But if we're being honest, what's Milwaukee's realistic expectation every year? First round elimination.
First round. I mean,
that's basically where we're at. Like, I don't see this changing.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the matchup. If they get the right, I mean, obviously we can say that with any team, but if they get the right matchup, then I mean, I don't trust them. If I'm saying if they had Burns, I don't trust them at all now.
No, I know. I'm just saying in general. I thought they had a good matchup last year, and Arizona curb stomped them.
Yeah,
because Arizona didn't have a pitching staff.
Yeah, we saw what that ended up being. Arizona.
That was a destruction. So, like, I don't know what to tell you. I think Milwaukee, Trevor can tell you, they're a team that can give you some upside as a dark horse candidate, and instead they're a pure Cinderella story every year, and they don't win. So I don't think they're going to do much damage in the playoffs, but they should get there because somebody's got to in the NL Central.
For real.
Moving on, though, to the next game. I'll look at a matchup between the Mets and the Padres. For this one, you have a matchup between Blackburn and Musgrove. For the money line here, you have San Diego at about minus 140. I see FanDuel, though, with 126. So if you do want to take the Padres, you could take the 126 now. That line's going to definitely not be there in the next hour. Looking at the Mets, though, they're plus 118, plus 120. For the over-under, you have around 7 or 7.5. So Blackburn, since joining the Mets, has been fine. Can't say he's been amazing, hasn't been horrible, but he's been whatever. And Musgrove was on the IL, came back, and he's been fine. Blackburn, though, on the road, 5.59 ERA. He was good last out in those 6 innings, 1 run. So he's been good in 3 out of 4 starts with the Mets. He got shelled by Oakland, though, at home. Gave up 7 runs, 6 earned in that one. So Blackburn's been fine for the most part. I want to ask you about San Diego, because I think they're a dark horse candidate, a legitimate dark horse candidate to actually win the National League.
Yep.
They've kind of been slumping a bit lately, and I am wondering what your thoughts are. Did they, I don't want to say peak too early, but do you think this team actually can make a really deep run?
Yeah, I think they can. I mean, they got the offense to do it. The thing with San Diego, ironically, the Mets are the same way. They have really, really strong road offenses, like 2 of the better road offenses in the majors. And I mean, obviously, if you can throw out obviously you're going to go with Snell, of course. And then I guess go Musgrove. What do you think?
I mean, if Musgrove's healthy, he should pitch because I know he was really bad to start the year. Didn't help that he got shelled in Korea in his first outing against
So
the
let's say they
Dodgers.
move him back to the third. Who would you start game 2 of a series?
Probably King.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I mean,
fair.
King's been great.
Yeah.
Cease,
No,
I
he
think,
has. He has. Yeah.
I think Cease has to start game 1 if we're just going based on form. King's been incredible for about 4 months, 3-4 months.
Yeah.
He'll probably go game 2. Musgrove will go game 3. You can tweak it based on home road splits if you want to, but Musgrove has allowed less than 2 runs in 4 straight. Now, the innings haven't been there. He's gone less than 5 2/3 in 4 straight. But he's been good, and that's good enough for me. Now, I know Darvish got injured, and there are some injuries involved, but you're telling me that you're 3 for a 3 to 5 game set, or even a 4 out of 7?
Snell, Cease, and Musgrove.
Not Snell. You got Cease.
King, I'm sorry. Yeah,
you got Cease, King, and Musgrove. I mean, assuming Musgrove's in good form, that's not bad.
Yeah,
like
that's I don't know why I said Snell. I don't know why I said
out
Snell.
there.
Yeah,
because he won the Cy Young last year.
Yeah,
with
that's what I'm thinking.
Padres, but
yeah,
that's a hell of a top 3. I'll put it that way. I'd say kind of an epidemic in baseball. A lot of rotations really don't have many solid like number 2, number 3 options because maybe of just arm surgeries and Tommy John. Just so many guys have gotten injured.
Yeah,
that's a really good rotation.
Yeah, it is
for a playoff series.
Yeah, but I think they can do that. I mean, they perform well on the road. They got nice rotation. The bullpen's gotten better over the past few months.
And Tatis hasn't played.
Yeah, when is he supposed to come back?
I got to pull that up because with Tatis, you never know. Maybe he'll ride his motorcycle again. So you never really know when he's going to be available or if there's going to be another steroid allegation.
Yeah,
so
but I like the under in this game though, and I think San Diego is going to have a big series here. And the Mets swept them in June. 2 of those were about 4+ runs. So I think they can kind of get back on track. The Mets didn't really take full advantage of that soft schedule that they had the last few series. And you mentioned Musgrove, his pitch count increased by 10 pitches over the last 2. I mean, 1 combined run allowed in those 8 2/3 innings that you were talking about. Blackburn, his numbers have been good, but I don't think he looks that good. I don't know if that makes sense.
Oh no, he just finds a way.
Yeah, but he's only had 1 run allowed in each of his
If you want a comparison for Blackburn, by the way, Kyle Gibson.
Great. Yeah, that's a great.
You just watch him pitch, and you're like, "Why are you going 7 innings, 1 run right now?" It just finds a way, all the time.
Yeah, that's what Blackburn is. But I think both pitchers can go well here. Maybe Musgrove can give you a little bit more length here. With the pitch count increasing, maybe he'll get up to 80, 85. So
and the I
like the under. Yeah, I like the under though.
By the way, Tatis got transferred to the 60 yesterday, so he's done.
Yeah, he done
for the year. So just keep that in mind. But wanted to mention Tatis because I know people were kind of waiting for him to come back. He was on the 10 in theory, leaving the door open. They shut him down. So he's done. We'll see how they do. I don't mind San Diego to make a deep playoff run, though. I think this roster is definitely capable of doing it. The offense might be, I'd say, a little bit unproven. I know that Profar's had a great year. I don't know if I trust that long-term for the sake of a playoff run. Of course, you got Machado. Merrill's been incredible. He's now favored to win Rookie of the Year. But you're looking at the batting average of some of those guys, not great in the bottom of the order. That could be a problem. But that rotation mixed in with Suarez and Scott and those bullpen arms, I'm not a Matsui guy. I don't think Matsui's any good. But I like the other bullpen arms on this team. So I think they got a lot of really, really talented arms in there that could potentially help them make a deep run. So give me San Diego in this one. I like the under, though, as you said. I see a lower scoring game, and I think that this line being set at about 8, I think is a bit high. So I'll go with the under. Moving on to the next game, you have the Giants taking on the Mariners. For this one, you have the Mariners, who are currently available at about -150, with Castillo on the mound or -155. For the over-under, you have 7.5. For the Giants, I don't believe they have a listed pitcher unless they announce one over the last 20 minutes, but I doubt it. They never do. Yeah. So for this matchup, we know the Mariners made some headlines today, so I am curious what your thoughts are on that first. But just to ask you, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, I lean under. I mean, obviously you have to with the Seattle offense. I mean, if you haven't bet them to miss the playoffs, I think we gave that out like a couple times during the break. Yeah, I think they're gonna miss the playoffs, man. If you haven't already made it, if you can find a good number, I would lay the number, whatever it is. I mean, obviously it's not, as long as it's not too crazy, but they've lost 8 of 10, 1-8 on this road trip. 6
Yeah,
of those by
if
multiple.
you want to be more detailed, it's 8 of 9, but technically 8 of 10.
Yeah. So you're right. And they've lost 6 of those by multiple runs. Castillo's fine. I mean, he hasn't been too good, hasn't been too bad. Just kind of steady. San Francisco, I mean, you can kind of flip a coin with San Francisco. You never know what you're going to get with them. But I lean under. I think Castillo can go just fine. San Francisco offense up and down on the road. So yeah, I lean under.
Do you think they should have fired the manager?
No, I don't think they should have. I mean, what sense does it make now? I mean, you think you're gonna get a spark? You got no bats. You got no bats in the lineup.
It's the GM's desperate attempt to keep his job. That's really what it is. But like, I'll put it this way: I think Cervais is fine. I don't mind him as a manager. It's not his fault the lineup can't hit.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, at some point, you got to look at the roster and realize what's the manager supposed to do.
Right. You got an elite pitching rotation.
Your rotation is the best in the league.
Yeah.
Who is basically your 5? It'd be probably a 3 or 2 on most rotations. He's your 5. Right. You can't hit. Julio Rodriguez has been terrible the entire year. You have one power bat in the entire lineup. You have Cal Raleigh. Like, and he's batting like 230, 240. Like, what do you have on this team? You got nothing. You could argue the bullpen management's not been good, but I mean, the offense can't hit. I can't blame that on the manager. Like, besides the bullpen management has not been good. Besides Munoz, do you like anybody in that bullpen?
Zero.
Like, I don't know what you're supposed to do. I mean, I get the argument is Seattle had expectations and they were supposed to, compete for a division title, and they were for a decent amount of the season, but I'm not going to blame that on the manager. I think it's a classic GM move to fire the manager, use him as a scapegoat to try to save your own ass.
Yep.
That's where I'm at. I don't think Cervais is that bad. So that's where I stand. But either way, agree to disagree. Trevor, I don't think you're wrong. Like, the bullpen has not been good. Is that really Cervais's fault, or is that the bullpen arms just not being good?
I mean, I just think if he had an average offense, he'd be like up 4 or 5 games in the division.
Pretty much, but it's like Yankees fans all the time who blame Aaron Boone for the bullpen when no bullpen arms have been good for the last month and a half. Like, who are you going to go to? Yeah. Like, I don't really know what options you have that you actually trust in that entire bullpen. So, yeah, Seattle decided to make a move. We'll see how it goes. My guess, not well. Seattle, with the exception of like last year or like the last couple of years, has always been a good first half team, and they always fall apart post All-Star break. That was the reputation for like a decade and a half. It's the same thing. I think they're going to be bad. I might fade them the rest of the year, to be honest. Do I really think that firing the manager is going to rally the troops here? You guys can't hit. I think the players actually like Cervais. I think they minded him. I didn't hear that chemistry was an issue with this team. So I'll go with San Francisco in this one. I just don't want to trust the Mariners, especially at this price. Especially losing 8 of 9. I can't lay this price at 155. Moving on to the next game. I see Birdsong, by the way, for the Giants, which is really unfortunate for me. But he was good last outing, so you know what? We'll go with the Birdsong. Last one, though, you have the Dodgers against the Rays. For this one, you have Bryce Miller, who's been – Bryce or Bobby? I'm drawing a blank.
It's Bobby. Bryce is for Seattle.
Yeah, Bryce is the good one. Sorry. Bobby Miller's on the Dodgers, and for this one, for the Rays, you have undecided. For the total, you have 8.5. For the money line, you have -188, and you have the Rays at +158. Bobby Miller, so far this season, 1-3, 8.02 ERA, but he somehow is a 1.64 ERA at home. So he's one of the worst road pitchers of all time. But at home, he's fine. You have any thoughts on this one? Because I don't know if I want to lay this price with Bobby Miller, but he's been good at home.
Yeah, I don't want to lay that price. I would probably look at more of a Dodgers team total. I know it's a kind of a cop-out, but I would look at the team total. Tampa's been really bad as of late. Unless I bet against them, then they're great. They're hitting under 200 the last 10, 3 runs per 9. The Dodgers are right at 250. I think the Dodgers are going to hit a stride here. They got Mookie coming back. They're going to get going. I know it was kind of a chalk play, but when they were struggling, I gave them up to kind of win the World Series at a nice price. I think the Dodgers looking good. They're going to hit their stride going into the postseason. Just got to get that pitching in order. Have you heard anything about Yamamoto? Like, what's his deal? I thought he was supposed to be out shorter time than this.
I will look that up.
I thought he was supposed to.
we know the Dodgers are going to make the playoffs anyways. There's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
no
of course,
point in
yeah, of
back.
course.
But to see the news on Yamamoto, he is looking for a mid-September return.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I would
He,
want to
according
get.
to reports, was doing 2 inning simulation games on Wednesday.
Yeah, I
So
kind of want to get him kind of going live action a little bit going into that postseason to make sure he's not just coming in, firing and after not seeing live action for a while. So yeah, I like that. Mid-September is fine.
yeah, just give me Muncy to homer, and I'll move on to something else.
That's
That's
cool.
basically it at this point. But I'll lean to the Dodgers, maybe the over if you think that Tampa can get a couple runs against Miller. But he's been good at home, so yeah, Tampa just can't hit. That's kind of the story of it. Either way, though, I think that's going to wrap it up for the
Yes,
actual
sir.
card because we did every game. Time to get into the actual lock and dog picks for the Friday card. But before we get into that one, might be once again that we are brought to you by Rhythm because if you didn't notice, football season's around the corner. You are looking at a couple of models you could build in either NFL or college football. And you can also, once again, use Rhythm to help you because they are the #1 AI-powered sports betting platform that can help provide bettors with all abilities to create custom predictive models in seconds and your predictions on betting with money line, spread, and totals with props. Plus, a reminder, build your own betting model. Copy one of the top performing models from the leaderboard or press build a model for me, and a Rhythm will give you predictions on every game and player prop. And they also have a bunch of stats, research, and trend analysis that give you better betting insights. Simplify your betting process with college football as it's kicking off on Saturday. You can use Rhythm for golf as well and WNBA all summer. And you can also build models just by, once again, kind of just messing with it. I feel like it's a good experimentation tool to at least give it a try. Why not? It's something different. It could do the research for you. That's always convenient. And I know a lot of people do betting on the side with the regular 9 to 5 jobs, which can definitely help you save some time. Personally, I think if you are looking forward to the Saturday card and you want a reason to back maybe Delaware State plus 40 against Hawaii, maybe Rhythm can convince you, or if you want to back maybe Montana State on the road against New Mexico. You see the line on that one, by the way?
13.5.
An FCS team is favored against an FBS team on the road by about 2 touchdowns. Have you ever seen that before in your life?
No, nobody's seen it. It's the first
Nobody's
time
ever seen it. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not taking New Mexico plus the points.
Me
Claim your
either.
control today by going to sportscampodcast.com Rhythm, sportscampus.com/RITHMM. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. by Game Time. We're brought to you by Rhythm. Brought to you by Game Time. Game Time is now an authorized ticket marketplace of the MLB, which makes getting tickets easier and faster. Price on the Game Time app actually go down closer to Game Time. And you're also looking at killer last minute deals on prices viewed from your seat and their lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets, and I do have to mention the lowest price guarantee is definitely legit. And if you are looking for the best deal imaginable, you can definitely use Game Time for that. And if you combine the lowest price guarantee with the last minute deals, you can find yourself the ultimate bargain for some last minute sports visiting, sports game just attending, or if you just want to go to some concerts, they've you covered there as well. But a reminder to go to Game Time, create an account, download the app, and use the code SGPN. For $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Use code SGPN for $20 off. Down the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Just finished going through all 15 games on the Friday card. Now it's time for the lock and dog picks. Lonte, I would ask you, what are your lock and dog picks for the Friday card?
Yeah, so for the lock, I'm gonna go to a game. I'm gonna take the total over 7.5 in that Washington and Atlanta game. I just think it's too low. I mean, we say this all the time. Can we envision both teams getting a 4? Absolutely, and we go over this number. I mean, Atlanta's been hitting the ball well at home. They hit lefties pretty well. Mackenzie Gore has been struggling. You mentioned his 5+ runs and multiple times in his last few outings. So Atlanta can stay hot. I mean, Washington's hitting the ball well. Although Sale, could go well. They could get 2, maybe 3 off him. And I think that's all we need to get over. Atlanta will handle the rest. So I'll take over 7.5 in that game. And for the dog, man, I'm going to Miami. I mean, I was teasing it earlier. I think they've been feisty, kind of unlucky in a few of those games. I mean, I don't like Chicago's offense. They're really, struggling on the road, hitting right at 200 versus righties the last 10. Miami's hitting the ball well. They're still playing, still fighting. So I like to see that in the dog. I mean, I would like to get him at a bigger price. I know Mayer's not been the best. So I'll take the small dog at home.
All right. So for my lock, I'm trying to think if I want to go with the total as well, because there were a couple things that I actually liked on the card today quite a bit. A part of me wants to fade Flexen for the jokes. 18 straight with him pitching, and
Why not?
that's just funny. You know what? I'll go with the under 7.5 in the Rangers and Guardians game. Watch the Guardians this weekend. Damn, this offense sucks. We saw Texas unable to really do much against Pittsburgh. That's probably not a good sign. I think Eovaldi can pitch fine. He was good last outing. Bybee's been great for the last month. So give me the under in this one at 7.5 is my lock. For my dog, a couple things I thought about, but you know what? I think I am going to go for the jokes. Give me the it's actually not even plus money. That sucks. I get the Tigers at even money on -1.5, but I'm not going to do that. I can't take that with the Tigers. What do I want to do here for a dog? A part of me really wants to consider San Francisco, just saying that they fired the manager and it does absolutely nothing. That would kind of make me laugh. But I think for this matchup, I am going to go. You know what? I'll go with Houston -1.5 at +132. I think Povich is awful.
He is.
Like, I think he's a really bad pitcher, and Brown's been good for the most part for the last couple months. So I think it's a good price. I know that both teams have not been good lately, and I understand it's in Baltimore, which is actually not that bad because you do want the guaranteed 9 at-bats as the road team. But Hunter Brown's been fine. Povich has been bad, and I do think that getting a good price fading Povich is always appealing. But I think you're looking at a guy who has been good. Brown's allowed a total of 4 runs in his last 3 starts combined. So I like his form. I think that's a good sign. Baltimore, I thought, killed him earlier in the year, but he did not. I made it up. So no, he has not faced Baltimore this season. So we'll see how he does. But give me the +132 on the Astros -1.5 as my dog. Lonte, what is your home run pick for the Friday card?
Yeah, so I'm going to Minnesota, man. I'm going with Royce Lewis. He's had a hit, at least one hit in 9 of his last 11. He hasn't homered since, I think, August 11th, August 12th. So he's been swinging a good bat here. I just think that at home against an erratic pitcher, he should be able to go yard. But with our luck, we've been having these things where they go deep either the day we're doing the podcast or the day after we give them up. So with my
that has
with
not
my luck,
happened. That has not happened to me in weeks, by the way. I'm like the only person on the show that has not
oh
had that
my god,
happen.
yeah, I had
Like every week.
the last Friday show. I gave out Trey Turner for Saturday. He hits a home run on Sunday, which is it's crazy. But yeah, so I'm going Royce Lewis to hit a home run tomorrow.
All right. I got to think of who I want to go with for this one because there are a couple of pitchers who I think are really, really bad. Gore's really bad, but he really does not give up many home runs, which is kind of
Yeah,
annoying.
he doesn't. Just a lot of contact.
I have to fade Taijuan Walker. He's given up 7 home runs in his last 4 starts. Like I have to make a case here for Taijuan. I got to figure out who I want. Looking at the actual matchup though, but Taijuan I think is going to be the guy that I have to go with. So looking at the actual head-to-head numbers, only one guy's homered against him, and that's Melendez. But sorry, just looking through this.
I was looking at that too, though, but I just couldn't think. I was gonna go with Michael Harris, lefty on lefty.
Well, they're playing Kansas City.
Oh shit, I'm thinking about the wrong team.
Yeah, they just played against the Braves.
Yeah, that's what I'm
but
thinking
they're
about.
against Kansas City.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the lefty-righty split. So he's allowed 8 home runs to lefties, 7 to righties, basically the same. Yeah, give me Salvador Perez.
Oh yeah, Sal P.
Perez has no home runs against him, but he is 3 for 3 lifetime. So at least he's seeing it well. But 7 home runs allowed in 4 starts. That's rough. Yeah, I think most people are going to be on Witt or Pasquantino, but I'll go with Perez here. Give me Sal as my home run pick. So I forgot, who did you say yours was?
Royce Lewis from Minnesota.
Okay, all right. So hopefully one of those goes yard, and we'll brag about it. Either way, though, we're not going to be back on Friday. This is our version of the I guess Saturday card because we flipped days with 2 other guys from the show. So point is we're back once again for Sunday to get into the Monday card. Until then, find me on Twitter at Reichel Radio. Find me on the WNBA show. Should be an episode tonight once Terrell gets back to me. For the tennis card, I'll be doing an episode tomorrow morning. You can find Lonte on Twitter at XXLonteXX. I know you also did an article recently for SGPN.
Yes, sir.
So what was that about?
I did, man. I've been article crazy. So I got 2 on college football. One with the college football awards markets, like the Doak Walker Award. You got the Biletnikoff and the Bear Bryant Also did some conference winners. And in the NFL side, we did season-long player prop head-to-head projections. So yeah,
All right. So
all three
share
of those.
one thing in college football. Name one prop or one future that you like in college football.
One prop or one future. Clemson to win the ACC. I don't
Okay.
know what the number is right now, but I like Clemson to win the ACC. I mean, the thing is, I think it's a 2-horse race between Clemson and Florida State. Clemson goes to Florida State earlier in the year. They could obviously lose that game and then get right back to get it right back in Charlotte. They got familiarity. I think FSU is a little bit down with the quarterback and all the stuff that they lost. If Klubnik can just be average like JJ McCarthy,
That's
I
asking
think
a lot.
Yeah, I think Clemson. Yeah, it is, but I think his second year in offense, I think he could be. I think he can be okay. Clemson's sneaky playoff contending team. That defense.
To be fair, there are 18. There are more teams in the playoffs, so they have a better chance to get in.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
How many teams get in now?
12. Yep.
So they should get in if they win the conference. But
Yep.
I don't mind that. Conspiracy or not, I might actually like Georgia Tech plus the points in Ireland against Florida State. So we'll see how that goes. But point is, we'll see how that works out on Saturday and for the rest of the season. Either way, though, I think my future pick, if I had to go with one, I got a great price on Boise to win the Mountain West. Then they announced Maddox to be the starter, and I don't know how I feel about that. So
a lot of people are like that.
Goes. But I don't know. Point is that the conference sucks. So that could be an option. Liberty to actually make the playoff at 4-1 is appealing if you think they go undefeated. Because if they go undefeated, they're going to force at least one mid-major in because it'll shut up the public. If Liberty runs the table, they should get in. So I don't mind Liberty at 4-1 maybe to make the playoff. But trying to think of anything else I liked for my future picks. For the ACC, I was actually torn between Clemson and Miami, believe it or not. Because Miami's schedule is a joke.
Yeah.
So Miami, I thought based on schedule, had a shot there. But I'm trying to think of what else I thought about. Bowling Green to win the MAC.
Yeah.
Let's have a fun one. Bowling Green, why not? I like that team.
Yeah, I love Bowling Green.
Either way, though.
Them in Miami, I think are pretty good. Miami of Ohio. I think they might meet in the championship.
They might. We'll see how it goes. Gabbert gets hurt every year for Miami, though. So we'll see if they can overcome that. But either way, though, until next time, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.